Alright, what's up everybody? My name is DeltaWolf556 and we are back with part 58 of my Fallout New Vegas playthrough. Last time we went back to Camp Searchlight to do the Wheel of Fortune quest, which I completely forgot to do when I was there the first time doing the Eye for an Eye quest. And as for today's episode, well, you can see we're outside Camp McCarran, and that's exactly where we're going to be for the vast majority of today's episode. I got quite a few quests on my plate for today, so let's go ahead and head on inside. Hello there, Colonel Sue.
Something I can do for you?
Actually, is there something I could do for you?
We're all impressed with the work you've done for us. Thought you might be able to make use of this. It's a key to a little hideaway south of here. We've used it as a place for rangers to rest and resupply. I thought you might get good use out of it.
Ah, well thank you, I appreciate it. But, like I said, I'm here to provide support. Is there anything I might be able to help you with?
You don't cook by any chance, do you? Farber's doing his best, but it's hard to manage an army with half my staff in line for the latrine. Honestly, we're fighting a lot of fires right now. The fiends keep pressing their position from Vault 3. We've got the Legion breathing down our necks across the river. We actually took an officer alive last week, but so far he hasn't spoken a word.
Ah, well, any other problems?
Yeah. On top of everything else, I can't send a patrol on a bathroom break without it being ambushed by someone who heard they were coming. So somebody's getting the word out.
You seem pretty calm given that things are as bad as they are.
Calm is what you have to be when people look to you. And it's all you can be when things are out of your hands.
So I could look into who's leaking the NCR intelligence for you.
Well, why not? Given your recent arrival, at least I can safely rule you out as the leak. I'd like to have absolute trust in my men, but that's just not practical right now. Go ahead and look into it. See what you find. We don't have much to go on right now. Lately, every raiding party in New Vegas seems to have a map of our troop movements. It derails everything. Supplies, reinforcements. And it'll only get worse the longer we let it go on. Captain Curtis is heading up the investigation right now. He can fill you in.
Alright, sounds good. So, who are these fiends from Vault 3?
As in chem fiends. Biggest gang of raiders I've ever seen. Nothing like addiction to swell your numbers. Psychotic and completely unpredictable. They set up shop in Vault 3 to the west. Every day they attack our positions and my men repel them. But every day there's more of them and less of us. I sent one of my rangers after their leader to try and destabilize them. He didn't return.
Ah.
Losing a ranger. You come to depend on them. And they come through for you so often, you forget it can happen.
Alright, well I can go to Vault 3 and see if I can find your ranger.
That vault is a hornet's nest. If you have second thoughts, no one would think less of you for it. But if you can get him home, it'd mean a lot. Watch for civilians, too. The fiends have been kidnapping locals. They just walk right into people's homes in the middle of the day and take them. But the man you're looking for is Bryce Anders. Anders was trying to find the leader, Motor Runner. You hear something like a chainsaw? You've found Motor Runner. Put a bullet in his head, and you'll have some new friends around here.
I bet I can make that Legion prisoner talk as well.
I have Lieutenant Boyd on that already, and she's excellent, but I think she's hit a wall. Talk to her if you like. See if she has any use for you. Her office is right above mine, but I think she might be interrogating right now. So she'd be upstairs on the other side of the building.
Alrighty, so now we're gonna go ahead and find Captain Curtis and talk to him. Hello, Captain Curtis? Ah, hello.
Nice to meet you. I'm Curtis.
Yeah, nice to meet you too. Colonel Sue wanted me to help you look into the recent intelligence leaks.
Smart man. I could use somebody who can operate under the radar around here. Whoever our mole is, he's been slippery. Whenever one of the MPs gets too close, he changes his habits. Our last lead went cold weeks ago.
So where should I start?
You want my advice? Start by talking to people with a lot of eyes in the field. People like Lieutenant Boyd, or Sergeant Contreras, maybe. Careful with Contreras, though. He's not above suspicion himself. Keep me apprised of any leads you get. This guy's gotten a lot of my men killed. I'm just itching to return the favor.
Alright, sounds good.
Later.
Alright, now we will head upstairs and talk to Lieutenant Boyd.
Boyd's in there with a prisoner right now. Boy, is she pissed.
Oh, I'll bet. Hello, Lieutenant Boyd.
You still got like a sore thumb around here. You sure you're in the right place?
Oh, absolutely. Have you noticed anything suspicious lately?
Now, what kind of MP would I be if I didn't notice anything suspicious? I've had soldiers go AWOL, break-ins, thefts, you name it.
So who's missing?
Well, there's Anders. He's a ranger. That one's not suspicious so much as worrisome. He left on a dangerous assignment. Colonel Shu sent him out. Now I think he feels guilty not having any way to check up on him.
So what else can you tell me about Anders?
I don't know him very well myself. I seem to remember that he was the man to call on if you needed someone to get in and get out quietly. Colonel Shu would really be the person to talk to.
Okay, well, is there anyone else missing?
Yeah. The man I'm more interested in is Corporal White. White had a lot of promise. Wanted to be a ranger as bad as anyone I've seen. But he also had some extracurricular activities going. Now he's gone.
Well, I'll see what I can find out about Corporal White for you.
Word around the base is he'd been going regularly to visit a hooker named Dazzle at Gamora. That's a casino on the Strip. Classy place.
Yeah, I've been there.
His belongings are up in the barracks in the concourse building. First bunk on your left if you're facing it from the center. I haven't had a chance to look through his things yet, so that might be a good place to begin.
Alright, sounds good to me. So can you tell me about these break-ins?
Maybe break-in isn't the right word. We didn't find signs of forced entry, but I've had reports of someone sneaking into the control tower at night. It's probably just a meeting spot for a steamy military base love affair. Kids today.
Okay.
But it bothers me that they didn't break in. It means they have an access code. Most soldiers around the base don't have that.
Interesting. Would you be willing to give me the control tower access key so I can check it out?
Sure, if you want to investigate. It's not like there's anything to steal up there, just a bunch of old communications equipment. If you can find out any more, I'd be interested to hear it. There's something about this I really don't like, and if I weren't tied up here, I'd be staking it out personally.
So you said there have been thefts?
Not the kind of things you like to see go missing. No witnesses yet. I've got my money on Sergeant Contreras, who's supposed to be in charge of distribution, the little weasel. But he's too slick to let anyone catch him doing it. We've searched his possessions a dozen times. Nothing.
So I'll keep an eye out for your missing supplies.
Good. The more guns you can recover, the more I'll be able to use to shoot Contreras for being inept.
Hornsby outside was saying that you're a little pissed off about this prisoner here. Do you need any help with that?
Yeah, so far this has gone exactly as expected. Poorly. But with the work you've done for NCR already, you might be just what I've been looking for. We captured an honest-to-God centurion of Caesar's Legion recently.
Oh, wow, is that a big deal?
Better believe it. Everybody in Caesar's Legion, from Caesar on down, will kill themselves before they can be captured. They're so twitchy they'd probably do it if you reached out to hug them. But here's this guy, who's an elite commander in their army, and he just gives himself up, even as his men are slitting their own throats around him.
What do you think it means?
Well, I don't know about you, but to me that sounds like a man who's willing to cooperate. Except he hasn't. Only
I
times
see.
he speaks up or to insult you. He's a real prick, by the way. And I'm supposed to get information out of this guy.
Well, have you tried calling him hurtful names?
Yes, and one time I thought I saw a tear when I told him his uniform was unflattering. But I think he just got some dust in his eye.
Why don't you just beat your prisoner senseless?
I like the way you think. Have I said that yet? Problem is that the NCR frowns on using that sort of tactic. There are some restrictions still in place from President Tandy's administration. But here's my favorite thing about you. You're not in the NCR. Plus, for all this guy knows, you're completely insane. That's a winning combination.
Sounds good to me. So you want me to do what you can't?
I think if you rough him up enough and really put some fear into him, he'll sing like a choir boy. So let's do this. When you're ready, I'll go in and give you a little intro. Then I leave the room and you make him regret the day he was born. We go back and forth a couple times until either he talks or he can't move his jaw anymore. Either way, we've had our entertainment for the day.
Alright, fair enough. Let's get started.
That's the spirit. Okay, I'll go in and have a word with him. Then I'll call you in. Long time no see, Celus.
Lieutenant, I was just thinking about you.
That's so.
I was just thinking about that pretty neck of yours.
How sweet.
I was thinking about how it would look with a Legion slave collar on it.
I'll pass.
Do you know what I love about our slave collars, Lieutenant?
If you love them, maybe you should try one on.
I love how tightly they fit. I train my men to make sure the slave's flesh bulges a bit around the top and bottom. Know why?
It's all the rage in fashion circles?
Not quite. If you fit it just right, their body never gets used to the feeling of wearing it. It cuts in just enough when they swallow or turn their head to remind them who they belong to. And it's that constant reminder that keeps them docile.
In that case, maybe you'd better save the collar you were gonna give me.
Oh? For whom?
For a friend of mine you're about to meet. My friend isn't very docile.
And who is this friend of yours?
You know all the rules the NCR instituted to protect enemy prisoners of war?
Of course.
My friend doesn't. Oh, and Silus? If you resist at all, I'll personally blow your brains out. Come on in, he's all yours. I'll be back in a bit to see how you're getting along. And I need you to surrender your weapons before you go in.
I've already come in.
The locker on your way out.
I've already come in here. But, wait, do I have them all? I mean, she took most of them.
What an ugly little worm you are. What pile of excrement did the lieutenant pluck you from, worm?
What a big nose you have. Intelligence of 8. Lie. I'm with the Legion. I'm here to kill you before you talk.
You're nothing. You're some inept mercenary the NCR is paying to supplement its own incompetent soldiers.
Another Intelligence 8 check. How naive, Silus. Corruptio optimi pessima. Kaisar sees you as a threat now.
No, listen. Kaisar's secrets are safe with me. I stayed alive because Kaisar would have wanted it. I'm useless to him dead.
Another Intelligence of 8. It doesn't say 8, but it's another Intelligence 8 check. You're a danger to him alive. Your knowledge threatens him.
I've told them nothing. They've gotten nowhere. I'm a Kenturian, for Christ's sake. I deserve his trust.
Kaiser's laws are absolute. He does not grant exceptions.
You have to let this go. I'll disappear. No one will ever see me again. That was always the plan in the first place.
So in addition to treason, you're also a deserter.
No, that's not what I meant. Lieutenant, this man is trying to kill me. He's not who you think he is.
Wait. Oh, she's leaving.
You don't have to do this.
You shouldn't have done that. I'm the only friend you have right now.
You've made your intentions clear. The Legion has abandoned me. I've done everything Kaisar ever asked of me, and this is how I am repaid. With assassination, I ambushed countless NCR patrols and wiped them out so that our operatives could move freely. I waited for him to dispatch us for 3 days, never questioning why the headaches he complained of would hinder his ability to command. I haven't breathed a word about the officer we planted here. He continues to radio intelligence to Kaisar's camp nearly every night. I've proven my loyalty. All you're doing is killing a loyal soldier. If that's Kaisar's policy, then I say his empire will crumble.
If his empire falls, it'll probably be because his centurions are so gullible.
What? What do you mean?
You've been tricked, Silus. I'm working with the NCR. I just got you to talk.
No, you slimy bastard. Nothing I've said will change the outcome for you. No force can hold back the tide of the Legion. This camp and everyone in it will burn.
I mean, we'll see about that.
You did well. I don't know how you did it without putting a scratch on him, and I'm a little disappointed personally, but it saved the NCR some face. And it could save us more than that when all is said and done. I'm gonna talk to some people when we're through here. This is about double the standard fee we'd give a consultant, but from what I saw, you're more of an artist. So think of this as your commission.
Thank you.
Yep, see you around.
Not quite enough XP to put me up to level 56. Gotta throw on the whitewash real quick. We're going to get the whitewash done first, and then we will do, I put a spell on you. So we're going to go ahead and head on into the concourse and search Corporal White's things. So just like she said, around the corner to the left, right here, Corporal White's journal. I pulled the log from the East Pump Station computer for the last week. Looking back over the past several weeks, the times are roughly consistent. There's definitely something going on. Water shouldn't even be going over to the west side, and yet the log says otherwise. I know I'm on to something. West side South Cistern, 1011, 1027, 1035, 1005, 1055. West side North Cistern, 1602, 1616, 1605, 1638, 1653. So with that note basically just tells us that he was already kind of onto what's going on over there. So now we're going to go ahead and talk to that prostitute Dazzle over in Gomorrah, like Lieutenant Boyd told us about already. Hello there, you must be Dazzle.
Hey there, sugar. I'm Dazzle. What can I do for you? Or to you? You're so handsome, I might just give you a discount.
So you ever spend time with a trooper named White?
Yeah, he used to come around here a lot. Haven't seen him in a while, though. Why?
He's gone missing and I'm trying to track him down. Any ideas?
He used to go on and on about water and the farms east of the Strip. He was talking to one of the farmers named Bascom. Had some problem with NCR. Boring as hell, but it was his money and his time. So I let him talk about whatever. Don't be a stranger.
Alright, well thank you for that information. So now with that, we know that there's a farmer that we need to talk to. Hello, Trent.
Howdy. Something I can help you with?
Yes, I'm looking for Corporal White. I was told that he'd spoken to you.
Yes. He said he was looking into the water shortage, but I haven't heard back from him. Got the feeling he wasn't here in any official way. White was talking to me about computer stuff and water delivery schedules through the pipes, but I'm just a farmer. Tech stuff is beyond me. The last person I saw him talking to was Lieutenant Romanowski. Romanowski's around here somewhere. Sorry I couldn't be more helpful.
Well, thank you. You had been plenty helpful.
Adios.
Yep, so now let's go find Lieutenant Romanowski, who is literally right here. Hello there, Lieutenant.
I'm not a recruitment officer. You want to join the Army? I'm sure someone at McCarran can point you in the right direction.
Well, that's not what I'm here for. I'm actually here because I'm looking for Corporal White. Trent just told me that you'd seen him.
Corporal White is currently solving the mystery of the great water shortage. Tried to convince me he had proof even. I didn't buy any of it. He went over to West Side to talk to Tom Anderson. Anderson's a follower of the apocalypse. Helps the people in West Side grow crops or something.
Intelligence of 6, crops in West Side, the apparent water shortage here. Can be a coincidence then.
I really don't see the connection. Look, I'm a soldier, not a scientist. I just do my job.
I mean, fair enough. So you haven't heard anything more from White?
Haven't seen him. Serves him right if the NCR declares a Maywall.
Alrighty then.
Carry on.
Alright, well with that, now we know we gotta talk to this Anderson person over in West Side. Hello, Marco, I'm back. I may or may not be here to cause more problems. We'll see.
Tom Anderson, can I help you?
Yeah, I'm here because I heard Corporal White came here to investigate a water shortage.
No one by that name has come here, I'm afraid. You must have heard wrong. You can ask around if you like. They'll all tell you the same thing.
With an intelligence of 6, it was easy to figure out that the NCR water shortage points to you. Save me some time, will ya?
Fair enough. Since you seem to have pieced it together, I won't insult you by denying it any further. I killed Corporal White to protect West Side self-reliance. It was rash, and I regret it now. We don't have money to pay for the water, so I rigged a pump station to divert water to the local cisterns from time to time.
Ah. Well, what you did wasn't right, but you're doing it for a, I'd like to think it's a pretty good cause. This is another great quest in New Vegas, the Whitewash, because it really, your final decision to end the quest really is like in a pretty big gray area, So you need to answer for your crime.
I'll surrender on one condition. You protect West Side's secret. Without that water, this community won't survive long. I'll say that White and I had a falling out over a woman. A crime of passion, if you will.
Alright, well, you have a deal, because that is what I like to think is probably the best ending for this quest.
Thank you. I won't make any trouble when they come for me.
And we gained some karma out of it. Alright, so now we will head back and talk to Lieutenant Boyd and let her know what happened. Hello, Lieutenant Boyd. I have an update for you on the case with the missing Corporal White.
I've already talked to Anderson, actually. Came in, confessed, and gave you credit for the whole thing. First time I've ever seen anything like that. It was like you'd done him some huge favor. I gotta hand it to you. This Dazzle must be some girl. But you, I owe you for this. You saved me a lot of work. And I'm sure Corporal White's family will be grateful to at least get some closure. The MPs keep a bunch of junk around that's confiscated off of people who decide to screw with us. I haven't really sorted through it, but go ahead and see if there's anything you can use in there. We keep it in the trunk across the hall, by the prison cells.
Thank you. I think I will check that out. Alright.
Yep. See you around.
So we got ourselves a level up. We're already level 56. Everything's already maxed out. But we get to choose a perk. I think it's about time I finally take Mad Bomber. So now we'll pick back up with I Put a Spell on You and go check out the control tower because Lieutenant Boyd told us about some nightly break-ins that happen. So it's just past 1 in the morning and we're outside the control tower. Luckily, Lieutenant Boyd gave us the access card. Otherwise, you know, it would just be a very easy terminal to get in there.
Lupa, this is Frumentarius Picus. Over.
Go ahead, Picus.
Afternoon patrol enters Fiend territory at 1300. Have them mind that stretch.
10-4, Picus. Fiends will be alerted.
Roger, Lupa.
What's the status of your primary mission, Picus?
Charges are set. Detonation will occur as the train leaves the station. Over.
How long?
Couple of minutes. Over.
10-4. Keep us updated.
10-4.
Well, with that, we now know that there's a bomb on the monorail and we gotta go disarm it. Alright, then in this vent, you could see the bomb is just chilling in there. So this device looks as though it is armed and could go off at any moment. We have both an explosive and a science of 100, so we can defuse it. And there we go. We extracted and defused it successfully. Now we will go back and report it to Colonel Sue. Excuse me, Colonel Sue. I'd like to give you my report on my findings of the insider threat. You won't be having problems with the intelligence leaks anymore.
No? What happened?
It was Curtis. He's in the Legion. I can prove he tried to blow up the monorail.
Curtis? He's been in the NCR long before our conflict with the Legion. There's just no way. I hope you're mistaken, but somehow I don't think so. It'd explain a lot. This is much worse than anyone expected. There could be others, too. You've done everything that was asked of you. You have my personal thanks for this. And I'll make sure you receive the credit you deserve. I'll have Curtis taken into custody. If he lets himself be taken alive, that is.
Yep, I mean, he does unfortunately commit suicide if you don't end up killing him, which you can kill him. After you hear that there's the bomb on the monorail, you can kill him, and it does give you a history point towards Boone's Companion upgrade quest, which is pretty nice. So here's the mess hall. It's very dirty and littered with a lot of cans, but hello there, Farber.
Listen, asshole, I know you're not really an NCR health inspector, so you can cut the restaurant critique routine. And I want my 50 caps back. Because I looked it up, and there ain't no disease called colorectal implosion syndrome.
Well, how'd you look it up? You don't have the internet.
Wait, you're not... Oh, wow, I'm sorry. You look just like... Never mind, sorry. So what can I serve you up?
Is there a health inspector bothering you?
That's nothing. You just look like the health inspector who stopped through for the yearly inspection a couple of weeks back. I was hoping I wouldn't have to wait another 11 months to see his crooked ass to get my caps back. Ah, well. Anything I can get you?
Yeah, you got anything to eat?
Oh, yeah. You can order up anything you want. As long as it's corn or beans. Just kidding. Haven't you heard? With a few shipments from home and a little variety, the troops are getting restless for some quality grub. You can only do so much as a chef with just corn, beans, onions, and peppers.
So, can anything be done to improve your supplies?
Well, we haven't had any quality meat in months. Everyone in the camp just eating beans for protein. It isn't pretty. Some of my kitchen machinery is broken down too, so we've been eating mostly raw vegetables. And I'm desperate for spices or seasonings. Anything, just something for the general mood around here.
So where would you suggest I find meat in the amount you'd need here?
and doesn't need to all come from the same source. There are a bunch of different vendors around who sell meat. Fitz, the Nashes, Crimson Caravan. We've never really tried to go out and organize deals with merchants to supply our food. Already having an overstock of food, we haven't needed to. But we really need some good old red meat on the menu soon. So I'm willing to divert some caps in their direction if they're open to supplying us.
So where should I look for spices?
The Crimson Caravan would probably be able to arrange a regular shipment, but I don't know of any spices known to improve mood. Hell, we have a whole research department. One guy's even set up in the main terminal building. They're the ones who ought to be looking into it.
So what parts are needed to fix the food processor?
Here's the list. We've been scrapping together quick fixes to keep it running for months. I think it finally crapped out and needs a full overhaul. It's the goofy machine behind the counter in the corner next to the stove. I'd be much obliged if you could take a look at it and get it fixed up.
So where might I find these parts?
I don't know. Try the various traders around the waste. Or the pawn shop in Westside might have some parts. Oh, I've heard of a place called House Tools you could check out. It's an old factory on the north side of Vegas. Just a word of warning, though. I hear no one who goes in there comes back out. Could be traps, crazy robots, or who knows what's in that place.
Well, if that's the case, why would you recommend me check that place out for the parts?
What can I do for you? Come back soon now.
Well, anyway, let's take a look at his notes real quick. For some reason, my notes list wasn't working, so I just had to reload the game. But anyway, here's the meat vendor list that he gave us. So there are a few different vendors who sell snacks and meat. You might try Fitz. He has a small shop with a couple other merchants. Ruby Nash and Prim has some interesting items. Lastly, Crimson Caravan should be able to handle a good amount of supply for us. Try and convince them to trade for some of our overstock if you can. We need to reserve caps if possible. And then that food processor parts list, you need these parts to fix the food processor, 2 pilot lights, 2 pressure cookers, 2 conductors, 2 fire hose nozzles, 4 fission batteries, 2 steam gauge assemblies, 2 sensor modules, 5 scrap metal, and 1 pot. So I don't remember exactly which parts it is, but some of these numbers are wrong. I'm not sure if like any of the bug fix or unofficial patch mods fix this note or not, but some of these are wrong and like the numbers are a little bit differently, but we don't really need to worry about this because I have a repair skill of 100, so I can literally just jury rig the food processor. So bypassing several broken redundant coprocessors using nothing more than bobby pins, tape, and a Trooper Swiss Army knife, I managed to get the machine up and running. That is very cool. So now, for the sake of convenience, I'm just going to go to the Crimson Caravan Company, because, like his note said, they should be able to supply us with plenty of meat to suit their needs here, as well as they're the only vendor that he mentioned that will carry any spices of any kind. Hello, Blake. Long time no see. Well, I guess it hasn't been that long.
You looking to buy or sell?
Well, McCarran needs a regular shipment of Brahmin meat and spices for the mess hall.
Won't be a problem. We have plenty of spice traders working with us back home, and we could get meat from the local Brahmin ranchers. The bigger issue is payment. To supply the camp with meat will cost some serious caps.
So Farber told us that we want to save as many caps as possible, so we can either go with the speech of 70, give them a deal on the price, you'll have the upper hand in the future, more important, no negotiations. Or we could do this barter of 50, McCarran is overstocked with water and fresh vegetables. How about you arrange for a 2-for-1 trade? I like to think that this barter is a little bit better because then they get to save their money, but then, you know, they're overstocked with water and vegetables, like it says there, and like he told us.
That should work. We'll do a weighted exchange based on the going value of meat and vegetables. Water is invaluable in this dusty hole. Let McCarran know they should expect the first shipment in a week or so.
All right, Corporal Farber, I'm back with some good news for you.
Hey, back for seconds, huh?
Oh yeah, so I fixed the food processor.
Amazing. I thought that thing was done for. That'll help me transform what I can offer the troops. I'll give you a little extra discount the next time you buy food from me. Thanks again.
And the Crimson Caravan agreed to trade meat and spices for vegetables and water.
That should help balance our stock of food more reasonably and save us a ton of caps. Good work.
Now, there is one last thing I could do to help him out. There's a food additive, I believe, in Vault 22. I believe they're food additives, but there's something in Vault 22 that we can grab and we can bring it to him. Now, if you didn't already know, I'm planning on saving as much of Vault 22 as possible, so I only have to make one trip into Vault 22 instead of making like 500,000 trips in and out of there for 30,000 different quests. So now we're going to go ahead and head on over to the Camp McCarran supply shack because Lieutenant Boyd has some suspicions about him. Now, I like Sergeant Contreras. He is a really good vendor. There we go.
In need of a reliable supplier.
Yeah, reliable supplier is in fact what he is.
Take your pick.
So as you can see there, we only had the option to talk with him, but he's the only vendor in the game that actually sells a Sunset Sarsaparilla Star bottle cap. It only costs one bottle cap, so obviously we're going to buy it if my game will unfreeze, which looks like it did. So real quick, I'm just going to look through, kind of sell him some things because as you could see here, he sells a lot of ammo and a lot of other really cool parts and stuff. All right, so I'm just gonna buy all of his 308 and 308 armor piercing rounds from him. So earlier you said that I look like I'm in need of some kind of a supplier. So what kind of supplies did you have in mind?
Are you implying I have some kind of secret under the table stash I only offer to certain clients? Because that could get a man in trouble.
That was oddly specific, but with a speech of 50, I can be pretty resourceful. Perhaps we could work out a deal.
Now you're talking my language. I do have an expanded inventory for people I can trust. If you're willing to do a little legwork for me, I could give you access to my stash, and at a discount. Many of these items aren't available in the NCR, and you'll be hard-pressed to find them at a better price anywhere else.
Nice, nice. But, maybe later.
Alright, well, just find me when you want to get started.
So, for a strictly gameplay purposes, I'll side with Contreras and, you know, do his dirty work for him and get Boyd and everyone else off of his back. But for, like, the best ending possible, which is what I'm trying to do in this playthrough, obviously we gotta sadly turn him in. But turning him in will allow us to get one of the, not really one of the best weapons in the game, but it's a very fun weapon. And it is a weapon that me and a lot of other people do enjoy using. So we just come upstairs to his NCR supply database terminal. Once we get onto the computer, we can download the weapons manifest. And then it'll add this as a note to our inventory, but Camp McCarran weapons manifest. 50 hunting rifles, 28 in use, 10 in repair, 8 in storage. 50 assault rifles, 25 in use, 6 in repair, 12 in storage. 20 battle rifles, 10 in use, 2 in repair, 5 in storage. Increase gunrunners weapon shipment and modify manifest to make these numbers match the earlier totals. Boyd is getting too suspicious. And as you can see there, we got the note added, and I'm also getting some really bad frame drops in here for some reason. So I'm going to leave before anything happens, like the game crashing. So because Sergeant Contreras is causing my game to have some really bad stutters and frame drops, we are definitely going to be turning him in strictly to save my computer from crashing the... What was that? From crashing the game. Hello, Lieutenant Boyd. I am back once again with some information that you would probably like to have in regards to Sergeant Contreras and the missing supplies.
You're back.
Like her head just snapped up. And so I have proof that Sergeant Contreras is involved in criminal activity.
That may be the worst kept secret on the base. I'd be more surprised if you had proof he wasn't involved in criminal activity. But if you have proof, you're the envy of every MP stationed here. What'd you find?
So I hacked into his computer and found evidence that he's selling NCR guns. It would also be nice if you could also tell her about the fact that he made the offer to the player character to side with him and like work with him in his little secret operation.
Little bastard. I'm sure some of those find their way into the hands of our enemies too.
Probably.
All right, thanks for telling me. I'm gonna have him rounded up. Pretty impressive work there. Wish I could keep you around. But for helping me nail this guy, I think you should have a little keepsake. Here. It's not contraband, but I confiscated it from Contreras last week, because he was being smarmy and I was sick of his bullshit.
And there we go. That completes the quest.
Yep. See you around.
And as you can see, we got this machine added. So like I was saying, the weapon you get is a very nice one. Not one of the best weapons in the game, but it is very good. So this is this machine. It is basically just an M1 Grand, but in Fallout New Vegas, it's called the Battle Rifle. So this machine is the only battle rifle that is in the base game or vanilla game of Fallout New Vegas without any DLCs and without any mods. Technically, the Gunrunner's Arsenal DLC adds the battle rifle in as a regular M1 Grand in New Vegas. Now, this is, like I said, it's the unique variant of the battle rifle, which was available, but the base variant wasn't, which is interesting. I just came in here because I wanted to look in the confiscated goods trunk. Nice, we got a bunch of pretty good stuff in here. And if we look behind us, look at that. We got Anderson. Hello, Anderson.
Good to see you again.
Yeah. What do you do here in this jail cell?
I'm with the followers of the apocalypse.
Oh, it's going to give this dialogue.
Crops.
Oh, well.
Unlike
We'll listen to it.
The followers don't expect anything back. The soil and the hot, dry environment don't make it easy. But we get by all right. We've even got our own food store, the Westside Co-op, complete with basic refrigeration.
Nice. So tell me about the co-op.
The co-op is comprised of Westside locals and run by Clayton Antonine. They produce all of their own food and share the profits of the co-op.
So do you have a problem with the NCR?
I don't go looking for fights with them, but they don't have the best interests of people in mind. Certainly not locals. The bottom line for NCR is productivity and growth. Politicians back in Shady Sands are completely detached from the people actually living here.
All right, goodbye.
Take care.
We'll have fun doing that in this jail cell. And then right next to him, we got Sergeant Contreras.
What do you need?
I need to get going.
Bye.
Unfortunately, we can't talk to him about anything. And I don't think anybody gets in this cell, except for, I guess, the player can come in here and drink out of this rad-free toilet and sink. But yeah, so there's one more unmarked quest that we can actually do here in this episode. And we are going to go ahead and do that now. So back in the concourse, this individual right here, Private Christina Morales. Hello, how are you doing on this fine day? You don't look too good.
Did the Colonel send you? I was hoping he might have changed his mind.
You look upset. What's wrong?
I know. I've been crying. Stupid. I'm supposed to be a soldier. My husband, he's a ranger, and he got murdered by a pack of fiends. Goddamn savages laid his body out to rot. Brass won't say it to me straight, but they mean to leave Esteban out there. I can see that plain.
So it seems strange the NCR wouldn't do their best to retrieve a fallen comrade.
Colonel says he can't spare the men to bring Esteban back home. And the fiends, they put all kinds of mines and traps around his body. Snipers, too.
So no one else will help you?
His best friend, Jackson, tried. Didn't even get permission from his CO, so it could have cost him a lot. But he never came back.
So don't worry about it. I will recover your husband's body.
Mister, I'd about given up hope. But you've got to be careful. I don't want anybody else dying on my account. Esteban's body is laid out between some of the buildings, east of the RepCon headquarters. At least that's what his squad mates said. There's an NCR position just north of there. It's on the way. They should be able to tell you what the situation is.
All right, sounds good to me. And that adds the location of his corpse.
Whoa. Hold up. Where do you think you're going?
I'm on my way to retrieve the body of Ranger Morales.
Christina hired you, huh?
Yep.
Well, if you're gonna go up there, there's a couple things you should know. Esteban's body's in the middle of those buildings up the hill there. Look carefully and you can see the fiends patrolling the rooftops.
Oh, yeah, I see him.
But they laid traps, too. There's mines all over. So for God's sakes, watch your feet. Get him back here. We'll get him home.
All right. Understood. Thanks for the help.
Least we can do. Wish we could help more.
Nice of you guys to just, stand back here. I mean, I get it is your post. You're supposed to hold your post. But yeah, let's use this machine, you know? Well, seems like somebody is, over there helping. That seemed like it took way too many shots. But, whatever. Seems like somebody is over here helping us, so that's pretty cool. Not sure why I'm missing so many shots, but, there we go. I think there's like one more. Hello, adventurer. Why? How is that missing? This machine isn't that bad. There we go. Finally got her. Alright. And here is Ranger Morales' corpse. We'll leave the dog tag, you know, for symbolic purposes. Now we just got to pick up the body and drag him over there. This does take a little bit. And something I do love about this quest is how this is the only quest in the entirety of New Vegas that utilizes the grab mechanic. Like, there's not a single other quest in the entire game that has you use the pick up and move things mechanic that this game possesses, which I think is really cool. Which is unfortunate that this is an unmarked quest. Alright, I've done it.
Who the hell are you, man? How did you just walk right up and pull him out of there?
Easy. I just did what anybody else would do.
Oh, bullshit. What anybody else would have done is get their asses killed. You're leading some kind of charmed life. We'll make sure Ranger Morales' body gets sent back home. You don't have to, you know, pick him up on your shoulder and haul him to California. Even though I believe you would if you had to. You should go tell Private Morales the news. I know she'll be relieved.
I was planning on it. The bodies are a lot heavier to carry when you leave the armor on, but you know, I felt like leaving the armor on. All right, I felt like you know, that would be a little more just like for the same reason I left the dog tag on his corpse. You know, I felt like that was something I needed to do. But yeah, anyway, unfortunately, the M1 Grant or this machine didn't want to perform that great during there. I also seemed to have been shooting like a hitbox or something, which was why I couldn't kill that last fiend right away. So that wasn't really the best demonstration of this machine. Hello, Christina. Got some good news for you.
Did you start looking for Esteban? I guess my directions could have been better.
No, your directions were fine. I brought his body to an NCR position. He's on his way back to McCarran.
They put him in a box? With a flag and all? I hope so. He'd have been proud. You're too good for this rotten town. First kind thing anybody ever did for me and Esteban. You ever need anything, all you need to do is ask. Thank you so much.
You are very welcome. And with that, we've basically done all the quests that I wanted to do in today's episode. But at the very beginning of the episode, or not really at the beginning, well, it was at the beginning, but Colonel Sue gave us a key to a safe house. So obviously we got to visit there and, you know, check it out, you know, see what kind of gear we got there. I know there is, you know, we need to get Anders. I was going to say, I know that there is some other quests I need to do, which, yes, there is. There's also, like, 2 quests outside that I need to do, but those are going to be saved for next episode because, you know, that's just what I want to do, all right? And approaching from the top of Black Mountain, here's the NCR Ranger Safe House. And here's Ranger Gomez. How are you doing on this fine day? Well, how can I help you? I know that well, you don't have any quests, but why are you here?
I'm here to dust off the cobwebs, make sure everything is working, that sort of thing. Sometimes it can be a while between visits by rangers, so it's good to have someone around to keep the lights on for them. I also bring ammo supplies with me for any rangers who may be running low. If you need any, feel free to ask.
Thank you, I appreciate it. So are you always here?
My duties tend to take me elsewhere, but I try to be here at least a few days out of the week.
So I could actually use some ammo.
Certainly. Which type of ammo would you like?
I'll just take some, you know, conventional regular gun ammo.
Here you go.
Thank you, I appreciate it. 28556. That is very nice. So let's head on inside the actual safe house. So this is a pretty nice little safe house. Not my favorite, but it is really good. There's plenty of stuff in here. You know, it's kind of like the mess hall, and I guess you could say not really party room, but like, you know, where they can kind of hang out, you know, listen to the radio, play some checkers, play some cards and whatnot. It's got a little reloading bench over here, so you know, if you got to do any reloading, you can do that. It's also got a bunch of various armors that are free for the taking. I will take this ammo, though. I could actually use that. I'll leave the guns there because I don't really need those, but obviously I am not going to say no to a bunch of free ammo sitting on the shelf. But, you know, if you want a hunting revolver, you got it there. You got a trail carbine, there you go. Assault carbine, there you go. And then you got some salvage power armor here. You got some Ranger patrol armor, as well as some NCR Ranger combat armor. As you could tell by the value, the condition of these, all of these are very low. And where'd that assault carbine go? I think I just bumped it into the next dimension or something. Oh well, that sucks. Sorry about your assault carbine. But yeah, there's a rad-free drinking fountain right here. So if you're playing on hardcore, You know, you can get as much water as you want from there. There's also all these beds in here too, that you can use, and I believe these storage containers are also safe and they won't respawn. Yeah, I would have the message on the bottom saying that storing items seems unsafe if it was unsafe. So that means that these do not reset, so you can use that. There's also like plenty of books and other lockers you could use as well. And yeah, it's a pretty nice little safe house. There's nothing back here, but I guess some shelves you could use to display some things. And that's pretty much it for the safe house. And that is also pretty much it for this episode. And what the heck? Why is there a bunch of super mutant masters right here? That is very unexpected. I saw the word appear on the bottom of the screen right there where it says super mutant master, and I was like, what? And then there he is. But anyway, like I was saying, end of the episode. So next time we're gonna do those last couple of quests that are available in Camp McCarran that I obviously didn't do today. And yeah, other than that, I'd say today was a pretty successful episode. We got quite a few quests done. We got a new gun out of it, which is pretty cool. I don't know if this gun is gonna make it into my day-to-day rotation, but we'll see. It is pretty cool and pretty unique as well. Other than that, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, a like would be very much appreciated. And if you happen to be new, I would appreciate you subscribing to the channel. Other than that, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, morning, evening, nighttime, afternoon, whatever time it is for you. Now I'll catch you guys later. DeltaWolf, out.